Ladies and gentlemen, ZoWilliams is in the house, the new Foxxhole Radio. And I want to take this time to welcome our XM satellite radio listeners. My goodness, we are now on channel 149. And, I'm very pleased to have a widened audience. XM listeners, I'm ZoWilliams. The name of the show is the Voice of Reason. And we're on the Foxxhole Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 106 and now XM Satellite Radio 149. Again, as usual, we have an incredible topic tonight. We have a wonderful guest. We have a packed house. So if it sounds like I'm talking to any and everybody, it's because I am. ZoWilliams, Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 106, XM Satellite Radio Channel 149, the Voice of Reason on the Foxxhole. Tonight's topic, and our rules here, and my serious listeners, gotta call in quick because these phone lines will jam up really quickly because people are trying to get in. Topics be on fire. So let me just do this really quick. 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. Once again, that number, 877-2-106-106. Tonight's topic, the unemployed lover. Are his or her dreams your nightmare? Do you got that dude that's on the couch with a bowl of cereal just hanging out? You carrying everything financially, or vice versa. Do you have that woman that just wants to be taken care of? No drive. Hasn't defined what her life should be. Just going along for the ride. 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. Again, has the unemployed lover, somebody who just lost their job, right? Has the unemployed lover put a strain on your vows? For better or for worse? Are you in the worst zone? Are you hanging in there like, damn, when is this fool gonna get a job? Or when is she gonna help me out? I got a cousin. Let me just give you a quick story. I got a cousin. I'm finna put his thing out on the street. He was married to a young lady that when she first came into the relationship, brother man, he had already had a house. He had already been working at his job for over 20 years. But when he got with the young lady, she was making more money than him, right? But didn't want to pay for nothing. Didn't want to pay for gas. Didn't want to pay the light bill. Didn't want to do nothing, but wanted to be a part of every decision made in the house that was his from the beginning. He had a problem with that. He had a real big problem with that. Don't pay no bills. You don't get to decorate or decorate the house. I'm decorating my house. This my house. That was my cousin. It ain't me. Mm-hmm. People in here looking at me like, nigga, that was you. It's not me. But again, my man was very, he was very adamant about, let's share the responsibilities here. She didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then they broke up and they were away for about a year. And my cousin moved my brother in. And he continued to design the house the way he wanted to. And then they got back together, and this time she didn't have a job. So the pressure was still mounting. He was like, but even though she didn't have a job, she wanted major say in whatever went down in the crib. And of course, we could go back and forth on the say. Of course, you can have some say when you're married, but at the same time, how much say? How much say if you're not contributing? So the name of the topic, the unemployed lover, are his or her dreams your nightmares? 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. I'm ZoWilliams. This is the Voice of Reason, and you're in the Foxxhole on Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 106, XM Radio. This is our new listenership. XM and Sirius merged, so now we're on 2 channels.
How about that?
XM Channel 149. And as always, we're opening up the lines and talking to callers earlier today. So I want you to call in, especially women. I like to hear the tone of your voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please call in and let us know what you think of our topics. And again, tonight is Open Line Thursdays. The unemployed lover. Are his or her dreams your nightmare. And now I can move on really quickly and thank our callers from last week. Daryl or Durrell from Minneapolis, Sean from VA, Sam from Wisconsin, Chris from New Jersey. Thank you guys for calling in. We really appreciate it. Continue to do so because we're going to have a goddamn ball. Now, tonight, my special guest who returns for a special. I had to bring her in. I said, I love her energy. I love how she brings it. And I reached out to her without reaching out to her manager and caused a little flap. Ooh. I thought we was close, but maybe not. But let me say again.
Proper channels.
The proper channel, the protocols, nigga. Shit. So really quickly, let me introduce you to my lovely and talented special guest, Miss Vanessa Williams. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did you hear that thunderous hand clap?
Indeed. Nobody's clapping.
No, we're here alone.
Right.
I hear it in my head. I hear it in my head.
Vanessa Williams, you remember her from, what's that movie?
Keisha, New Jack City.
My favorite movie.
That's my favorite. One of my favorites.
It's a tie. She was a cold piece of work. Blowing people's brains out.
I portrayed that character. Oh, she was not anything like me.
And you also know her from Soul Food. I mean, she's been in a myriad of things. She's very successful, beautiful, talented, the whole 9 yards. So here we are, Vanessa.
Yes, we're here to get into this whole topic.
Talk to me, man.
Much that can be said. I want to refer back to your cousin. Your cousin and who has say and what has say. Definitely there are certain rights and understanding that people have when they've signed that contract, also known as the marriage agreement. And certainly, but if you're, there are everybody's bringing something, right? Mm-hmm. So this girlfriend, her payments, her income might have been in kind. You know what I mean? Mm-mm. If she had it hot and ready for him all the time.
Not even in the kitchen.
I see.
So.
Well, okay, well then that's a horse of another color.
Exactly. Dude was warranted.
Okay, but you know what I mean?
You're not even making an omelet, nigga, and you asking? Come on.
Or demanding. Well, it also depends on how you played it. Like, baby, I got this for you, girl. All you got to do is come on. But I just want to be in your presence because, hey, that's valuable stuff as well.
No, I don't think he laid it on like that.
Well,
I'm gonna roll with my cuz on this one.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, it's got to be an understanding from go.
So what do you think? How much do you think a spouse should endure with regards to the unemployed lover or husband
if there are children involved, then the stay-at-home parent is absolutely working and absolutely making their own.
That's a great point.
If they're because try to hire out that gig. That's the lunch making, that is the up at 6:00 lunch making, yes. pick up delivery again,
tutoring,
and then off to the various extracurricular activities that these children now have. Their social schedules are very, very taxing. So that is a job and a half. And so if that person is also then have a job outside the home, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Baseball, dance,
soccer,
all of that,
karate,
right.
all of that.
But what if? I mean, because that's domesticity right there. That's, hey, if you're not working, you just pick up the domestic end of it.
Right.
What if you have a person who has unrealistic dreams about entrepreneurship?
There are names for those kinds of people. There are labels. There are people who are called
jigaboo.
Oh, that's another show. Gigolos.
So you think that's pimping?
Heck yeah, on the other side. And pimping ain't easy, so folks want they cut, male or female. Nah, it don't work for me. It's like if you give a dance, you got to pay the band. What you say, Terrence?
Hey, man, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of how important is the money in the relationship.
I think the money is very important in this sense. Well, the money
contribution. Are we monetizing whatever contribution? Everybody should contribute.
Yeah, but I think it has importance, but I don't think it should have paramount importance. And this is what I mean by that. If you have a materialistically driven relationship,
okay,
you see what I'm saying? I'm
gonna buy you this that he hooked her or he or she hooked him. Like, I'm gonna buy you diamonds first. I'm gonna handle you,
right,
and handle all your needs, baby. I just want to be in your presence.
I just think money. This is how I view money. When we talked about this on the Money Show, I view money as a lubrication. It lubricates. It allows
it gets
things.
The situation ready.
Yes, it allows things to flow freely.
Absolutely.
But Zoe, what about
when there is no money? then shit it grinds to a screeching halt.
Because what about that saying? Was it romance without finance
is a goddamn nuisance?
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Right,
so
but I don't think I don't think it should just be predicated on money. Because a lot of times when relationships are just predicated on money, it's a superficial type of relationship. There's no real meaning. The moment the money is out the way, it's like, what are we doing? Why are we here?
Yeah.
Money is an enhancer of who and what you already are. So if you're a good person by nature, if you're a person that has meaning and depth to yourself.
It gives you license to be who you already
are. Money, all it does is lubricate your movement. It allows you to do more things. It allows you to participate in things. It allows you to enhance your life, the whole 9 yards. But if you don't have it, like I said, everything grinds to a screeching halt. And there is where the frustration in the relationship begins to build, especially if the relationship started out with two breadwinners, or you have a job, I have a job, and we're contributing to this pot to maintain this household movement.
Now,
right?
Are you talking about marriage, or are you talking about dating?
Yes.
Or what are
well, dating, the rules are way different.
Are they?
My money is mine, yours is yours.
Oh, okay.
And we have chosen to come together.
Right.
Or not, for as long as it feels good.
However,
what if somebody's employed and then they lose their job, or maybe they're underemployed in that situation? How do you approach that?
You got a timeline, especially if you got to live with me.
Because the Bible says the man who doesn't work doesn't eat.
We in the Bible?
I don't know. Somebody just handed me this quote. It sounded good. I thought I'd just throw it out there.
The Bible said the man that don't work don't eat.
Not unless he's pimping.
Because he ain't working.
And
the pimp ain't working.
And he getting paid.
Well, it's hard corralling them hoes, isn't it?
877-2-106-106 is the number to dial.
That's what I heard.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason, Sirius Satellite Radio, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius 106, XM 149. I'm ZoWilliams. And again,
I'm Vanessa Williams.
Are we related
or
married?
You got to be.
Which one?
I don't know. Are you working? How big is that paycheck?
I'm at work right now.
As am I, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Wild from CA, California. Holla at me, Wild, and tell me how you feel.
W-I-L-D. I'm feeling good. I'm just tripping off y'all over here. I'm like, how is that right? How is that right?
Speak to me.
How is what right, boo?
Okay. In regards to marriage, ain't it for richer, for poor, for, to them do
how about that?
Okay.
When it ain't no money, they don't give a damn about them vows.
No.
You're
right.
That's that new school shit. I'm talking about old
Sick or
school.
poor.
Talk to me about the old school Wild.
Man, because I know my dad, myself, I had situations, my dad had situations where, hey, shit happens, and sometimes the wife has to pull more than what she normally pulls. That don't mean that she can't contribute to this, that, and the other towards the house. It goes both ways.
Wow, I'm feeling you. Absolutely. Because it's cyclical. Marriage is cyclical. Life is cyclical. So sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down.
Say the man got a situation here, and he has his wife. So he can't depend on his wife to help out until he gets his stuff straightened out. And it's still there. I don't get it.
Sometimes that stuff gets way comfortable, though.
Wild, I appreciate the phone call, man. That was absolutely good information. Let's talk about it, Vanessa. I think he made some very strong points here.
He made some excellent points.
His points, they spoke to being a supportive partner.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times there's this secret unspoken timeline. Mm-hmm. Like, you got about this much time until you get your situation together. Now, if you look at that in regards to our current economic situation,
sure,
sometimes you don't know when that next job is going to come. Jobs are being outsourced. Money is scarce.
Yes, but Laura Langmeyer says that there's ways to find money and resources in any kind of economy. Mm-hmm. And when you apply yourself, when you don't hold yourself, when you vision that's bigger than what the facts are.
Self-motivated.
Yeah, and you're also holding the high watch for the miracle to come in.
Right.
Because this is exactly when a miracle will come in. This is the kind of economic climate that the miracles do come in. So you got to believe and know. Oof. You gotta seek it and know it's already there.
We got to get religious when we ain't got no money.
I'm just saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Voice of Reason. I'm ZoWilliams. My special guest tonight is Vanessa Williams. We're about to take a really quick break. I want to just send a special shout out to my XM listeners, channel 149. Welcome to my show. We do this every Thursday. And Sirius family, keep hollering at us, channel 106. We'll be back in a moment. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is back in the building. You do know that's Michael Jackson.
I love it. Got me working day and night. That's so apropos. I love it.
Apropos. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. You're listening to the Foxxhole Sirius Satellite Radio, Channel 106, and of course, our new listeners on XM Satellite Radio, Channel 149. Welcome back to the show. Vanessa.
Yes.
What's up with the timeline?
Okay, yes, because we talked about when is it time to just go ahead and get any kind of job that's available. That's Mickey D's, UPS, break some sweat off. Yes, it's still definitely, but everybody's got to be putting in the time. So, like, when is it time? When it's like, okay, yes, for richer, for poorer, but we've been poorer on the poorer side of it a really long time.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah, there comes a time where it's like, especially if you got other
what
little
constitutes
souls
a long
connected to
time?
you, I'd say 2-3 years.
Oh, well, damn. You kind of generous.
I'm saying.
Because there are women out there
that's
that's
the kind of death do us part that I am.
So your death do us part has
I'm oversharing.
has a 2 or 3 year shelf life.
Yeah.
So what would you say the average shelf life is for most frustrated?
I'd say you're
spouses?
good if you get 6 months.
True.
You know, most sisters from Brooklyn.
Then let's go back.
Give you 6 months on that hardship tip.
Then let's go back and really ask the question. The vows, do they really mean anything once you're up against the challenge of, say, somebody losing their job, your mate losing their job? Do those vows really mean shit?
The thing is that the vows, absolutely, they have the meaning that each person brings to them. But in terms of like some sort of guideline about like when it runs out, it's like I believe if the person is putting forth effort, you know, quantifiable effort, not laying on that couch playing
with a bowl of Cracker Jacks,
and playing Guitar Hero or whatever,
right.
Then you know you can work with somebody.
But isn't that person, that lazy cat on the couch, a reflection of the?
Oh, how you going there?
I'm just saying.
They're a reflection of themselves.
Well, isn't relationship a mirror?
Absolutely, it's a magnifying glass.
Aren't you a lazy something too?
Well, what you've done is attracted something lazy into your life.
Let's speak to that.
Yes. So there's a profound lesson that's being trying to taught you because everything that's happening to you in your life, you invited it in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, you did.
So,
yes.
This is a voodoo child. I can't get with that.
Terrence, the voodoo
I can't
child.
get with that, homie. I cannot get with that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Get it, Terrence.
If you get with somebody,
Yeah.
and they have a job, and then something comes up and they lose that job, and now they're just not working.
Look, let me just tell you. Yes, you did. Let me just tell you the universe works. There's some universal laws. They really, really old school. It's like gravity.
I'm listening.
It's like gravity.
Some Isaac Newton shit. I'm ready.
More basic than that. I'm telling you, because this is how it go.
Okay.
Everything that happens in your life on some level, maybe not a conscious level, but on some level, you drew it to you for the purpose of growing your own soul.
So relationship is a classroom.
Absolutely.
I just
it's a
thought I'd throw that in.
laboratory. It's a laboratory.
My new book will be out shortly.
So you go through some old bullshit so that you can learn?
Exactly.
And you can learn, expand, and grow.
What if you've already learned that lesson or you've been through that lesson and
Obviously,
you don't want to have that lesson
then
again?
it's time to cut your losses and go.
Okay, so really quickly, let me go
But
to
we
my
talked about
caller.
dreaming, right, and developing your
We're going to come back to that. Let me go to my caller, Patrice from
great.
Chicago.
A sister.
How you know?
Or female. Well, because all these women are my sisters.
Okay, universality. Patrice.
There we go. It's abomination, y'all.
Patrice from Chicago, holla at us.
Hi, I am a sister for one.
Come on, holla at us.
Yes, she thinks she's being generous by giving 2 years. I've been in a relationship for 7. I was with the guy when he was, on the streets doing his thing, making that money, and then he decided to not do it anymore. Found a little job to do, and then he decided that that's not what he wants to do. He wants to have big dreams about having his own business and everything, but I'm the only breadwinner in the household right now.
Now, when you say on the street, sis, he had his own business when he was on the street as well, or was
Hustler.
It was a
Blue Jack Hustler.
You know what I'm talking about. He was on the street.
Okay.
And thus
doing street things.
And thus the mirror of relationships.
Yeah,
let's just keep that.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Come on, Patrice.
I met him on the tail end of that when he was deciding to, change his life.
He was trying to do right.
Right.
I've been waiting 7 years.
You've been waiting 7 years.
You've been taking 7 years to get converted, for him to get converted all the way.
No, to find his way. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between, changing your life over. You can change your life in an instant, but you got to have the skills and the education behind it And this man has a master's degree, but he just doesn't want to do
the work.
Do the 9-to-5 thing. He wants that quick, fast money, and it don't come like that.
Yeah, it seemed like he might have gotten used to the quick, fast money, and so that the now having to work it the slow way, having to support that dream on a regular gig, he might not have the patience for that.
He don't have the patience for it. But I mean, how long am I supposed to wait? It's been 7 years.
I think you have come to your limit. It sounds like to me, Patrice.
Yeah.
Patrice, I want to thank you very much for the call. That was some insightful shit right there. I'm blown away. The dude got a master's degree, and
that don't mean the brain smarts don't mean that much.
I got a question.
True. What's
I got
up?
a question for you, Zo. I mean, and it goes back to somebody being underemployed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it sounds like if he's got a master's degree and all of that stuff, that person is underemployed.
You mean overqualified for like McDonald's?
Oh, exactly. So
what's the question?
Well, what it comes down to is, I mean, that's a real situation too. You got a lot of people who are underemployed. How do you deal with that type of situation? That's almost as bad as somebody not having a job.
Wow. And see, and
You go to a job you hate.
right. And I look at it like this: going to a job you hate. One of my favorite philosophers, Joseph Campbell, always says, "Live your bliss." Right? Live your bliss. Try to get to a space where you can be authentic and real. The real you. And a lot of times you can't be the real you at a job that you don't like.
Well, but it's
a job that doesn't speak to the core of who and what you are. And I look at it in terms of male and female energy. Whereas female energy doesn't mind conforming to a situation to maintain a certain level. Men always, just look at it in terms of baseball.
No.
Men always get up
wrong.
to the plate. Just listen to the metaphor before you disagree. Men always get up to the plate with the hope and aspiration of hitting the ball out the park. Women don't mind getting on base. Women don't mind participating in the game just to maintain where they are. You understand what I'm saying? If we look at it, look at our African American community. Most women have their own apartments or own places to live, and they usually meet a guy who's dreaming or trying to figure out something.
And living with his mom.
And he winds up moving in. I mean, if you look at this is something that happens in our community all the time. So
It doesn't,
I just think,
and there's lots of arguments that that's a holdover.
Right. True. But
However,
I just think men approach things from the situation
Certainly.
from the perspective of, I want to do something that's so big, that's such a payoff that I'll never have to do anything else again.
But you got to find the incremental way to do that. You got to find a way that supports your dream.
I agree.
But
when you say incremental, to me, that's getting on base.
But listen,
women are masters of getting on base.
Okay, fine. So then
and
take a
keeping
note.
the game going.
Take a note from your sister. Then take a note from the female side and get to that base so that you can have a comfort level, food and shelter, so that you can therefore dream from a comfortable place.
And I think
and going to that job that you hate, it's not. It can also be about changing your thought about it. So it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And so that you know that this is just in the meantime, this is supporting my dream. Like all those years I was waiting on tables and temp jobbing and all these things.
Getting on base
until Melrose Place came along.
She's proving my point.
But
absolutely. So
Right.
what I'm saying is that that's just a method, a tool. So
and I think it's a great method. But I'm just saying men have been conditioned and socialized to think, look, I don't want to be spoken to or spoken down to. I don't want to have a boss. Now we have to define the difference between the entrepreneurial mind, because the entrepreneurial mind is what you just described.
Absolutely.
I'm going to sacrifice everything to do what I need to do to get to where I need to be. Correct?
The entrepreneur, yeah, absolutely. And the entrepreneur also takes a lot of discipline. And some people, we have been groomed to be the worker bees.
Right. To speak to Patrice, what she was saying about her guy, he came from that space of
the entrepreneur.
It wasn't really entrepreneurialism.
Yeah, it was.
Because quick money is not entrepreneurialism. Sometimes, just listen, the quick money is the hustle. And usually the hustle has high dividends and high risk.
But
and
there
when
are
I say
lots
risk,
of businesses
going
that have
to
that kind of model.
risk like
There's
going to
lots
jail, getting killed. I mean, that kind of hustle.
But
when I talk about,
but I'm saying that's the Wall Street hustle too. It just depends on.
Y'all not letting me finish my point.
Okay.
This is my show, right?
You're right.
Let's stay with me.
Okay.
Follow now.
We trying to follow, homie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I mean by that is, to me, the hustle is the risk that you really don't want to take. And there is sacrifices there, but it's not the type of sacrifice that you should make with regards to building a life that is going to be, in my opinion, a life that's going to be worth living. A lot of times nigga, either I'm gonna make this money or I'm gonna die, or something's gonna happen, or I'm gonna be in jail. So this guy seems to be bucking that because the 9 to 5 isn't the life that he wants to live either. The 9 to 5 is like a prison for some people, especially if you're not doing what it is that your heart is talking about. You're not doing what it is that speaks to the authenticity of who you are. It becomes a jail to have to get up every morning and go and do this thing just to maintain where you are.
But you know what? I agree with you on that on some levels. However, you can look around and see how many people get up every morning to a life that they hate, and they're working in their career. They're employed exactly in their career. How many people do you know that want to change their careers and do something different? You want to go out and do, whatever.
But all of it is possible. If Obama becoming president has taught us nothing,
Barack Obama is president.
Yes, hello. We have a hallelujah shout out on that. But what I'm saying is
hallelujah.
But what that shows us is that anything is possible. And the thing is about changing your mindset so that okay, this sentence is 2-3 years, 5 years, and instead of like going to the movies or whatever, I'm gonna save this money that I'm hustling to make to buy assets and not just a ring,
right,
or the new car. It's about shifting your perspective, learning how money grows. Listening to the ZoWilliams show. But
if you're in a relationship, shouldn't the woman or the man?
There are no shoulds.
That's what I'm just saying.
Because it's all a choice.
Okay, ideally, shouldn't there be a space where it's like, okay, this person has lost their job, and we have people call in and say, you're generous. 2-3 years is way generous. You have some people that say 6 months. But shouldn't there be a shift in the fundamental belief system when one check is no longer in the household? Shouldn't there be a shift where you can say, you know what? Not a shift on the relationship.
The one check brings its own shift. You don't even have to do nothing because the one check it brings its automatic.
Let's cut
shift.
back. Let's be more supportive. XM has produced its first caller.
Yes, Lord.
To the voice of reason. Her name is Kim, and she's from Chicago. Chicago's on fire.
Okay,
Holla at me, Kim.
Tell us.
Hi. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Kim.
Hey.
Shit.
What's up, Kim?
Tell us what you think about this conversation.
It's a really good, it's an interesting conversation. Me and my husband, we've been together now for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And working together, we had a 6-figure income. It was low 6 figures, so don't trip. But, working together, 6-figure income. And he lost his job. He hated his job. It was like, it was really bringing him down. He was depressed going to this job every day, but he went. He ended up getting fired, and he was out of work for like a year and a half. But, he contributed to the household. He cooked, he cleaned, he took care of the kids, and it was good for me, but at the same time, he was contributing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it got to a point, though, where, he knew he was more than that. And he always looked for a job. I helped him with the resume, helped him go out on interviews and everything.
Support system.
There it is. That's the marriage that's working.
And I made sure that he understood that he was still the head of the household, just like when he had.
You didn't throw it in his face that he didn't have a job. You didn't wash his face.
No, absolutely not. Because I couldn't do that to him, because to bring him down like that would be a reflection on me, and I wanted him to know that he was still a man.
There are some good women out there, Kim. Kim, let me ask you this question really quickly.
Yeah.
Do you have a silent timeline?
No, I didn't.
Where you listen? If he was unemployed, for 3 years, we're gonna give her.
That's my litmus test.
That's your litmus test. Vanessa's litmus test. For 3 years, would you have still remained as supportive as you're coming across right now?
I would have, and let me tell you why. Because if he wouldn't have let me get to 3 years, he wouldn't have let that
go. Well, sir. Now, hallelujah.
We don't know that.
Oh, I do know that.
Hey, Kim, how long was it? How long was it?
It was almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Just like a month shy of 2 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And during that time, he went back. He got he wanted to be a property manager, so he went to school, got a certification to be a property manager, and then we started sending out a blast of resumes to different places on Monster and what have you. And he got several interviews, and he got hired. And he is so happy. He worked very hard, but he's happy because it's
Yeah.
what he wants to do.
That's
So,
your thing,
so he's
Terrence.
happy doing what he's doing.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
he's able to. Okay.
Right.
See,
And
that's
this
what-
speaks to what you were talking about, Terrence.
And Kim, I just want to say thank you for calling to the Voice of Reason. You
Well,
are more than welcome to call anytime. We're here every Thursday. Again, I
Don't
want
you want to hear from her husband too?
to have him
What's
call
his
in.
name? Oh, too late.
So,
It's gone.
really quickly, thank you for calling the Voice of Reason. We appreciate it. Continue to check us out. We'll be back in a moment. We're about to take a really quick break. We're having a ball here. How long does your lazy ass husband or wife have before you say kick rocks?
What about boyfriend, girlfriend?
Boyfriend, girlfriend, kick rocks. Back to the Broke Money Show. How long does he have? He wish he had money,
Okay,
right?
he bets to have money if you're dealing with some women. Tell him what you heard.
Well-
Tell him what you heard.
Well, my girl Vanessa's PR person,
It ain't my people. It
That's
ain't my
your
people.
people.
That ain't my people.
she said, men, stop wearing a skirt. Take your skirt off. She called you a lump of flesh if you don't go out and get a job.
Man up
Man,
is what I heard.
I don't know about
Man up.
So I need to ask
She
you a
said,
question.
take
on
off
this.
the no bitch assness shirt.
See, that speaks to them traditional roles.
Yeah, but
and
when it
what
comes-
we
but-
think about what men and women's roles are, and that is a
Right.
constantly changing dynamic in these kinds
Well,
of times
Kim,
that we
is
live
a
in.
man.
Kim touched on it when she said, even though her husband didn't have the job, she still let him know that he was the head of the
Yeah,
household.
He's still got to
which
be the
is
head of the household.
Interesting languaging for some more developed. Well, yeah, you know, it
She
depends
just
on-
sounds evolved to me. But I think the average woman is got some cage
No, the head of the
woman
household is
business.
what I take. You know, that's the head.
So
of the
you take it
household.
from a tax situation.
Well, no, the term head of household, you know, it's just a little bit antiquated to me. That's, you know, that does something
Vanessa,
to my,
if I'm
to
in your
my
house,
feminist appeal.
I'm the head of the household. I'm gonna run it like that. Vanessa,
But boo, let me.
I need an omelet.
Then go yourself and make yourself one, and while you in there, scramble mama some tofu.
For real?
Yes, darling.
Okay.
And the one hand
Shit.
washes
that
the
shit
other.
sounds kind of sexy.
It is because when everybody's job is to please each other,
True.
to do our best to bring satisfaction to each other's lives, but we're also supporting what each other has come here to do. Then it's a mutual beneficial situation.
But
for
that goes back
everybody.
to what you were trying to touch on about the roles.
Yeah, because
I
we
think
get to
the
create
roles are being blurred right now because of the economy, especially with regards to women. Women are making their own money. Women are making their own decisions, and women are starting to act like men in a lot of ways.
Traditional roles have now
They're starting to flip flop. You know, they're starting to flip flop. Of course, Beyonce bit Sierra with her new record. You know, what's the new record that Beyonce has? If I Were a Boy, and Sierra had the other song,
yeah.
you know, Like a Boy or whatever. So again, women are starting to say, you know, I have independence. I'm not really relying on you to pay my bills. I can pay my own shit. I can, you know, I make my own rules. And now women are starting to use men in a utilitarian kind of fashion.
Well,
hey, come through when I need you and bounce when I'm done. So situations are starting to flip.
Yeah,
here.
what's being
Gigolo
affected
Tony.
is that male privilege element. You know, there's a male privilege thing that's being deconstructed because there's been a lot of bad things that have happened around that male privilege, from domestic violence to all that stuff. But that's another subject. However, but I'm just saying these roles have got to evolve, because if people aren't evolving, we're becoming stagnant.
But see, it's very difficult for people to evolve when they've been socially conditioned to accept a certain kind of way that
wake
appears
up.
normal.
That's the challenge, to wake up.
Shit,
That's why
Spike Lee told us to wake
Absolutely.
up
How
in
many
school
years
days,
ago?
but ain't nobody
Exactly.
listen to that shit.
No,
They think it's a euphemism for an alarm clock.
People are listening. That's why people are listening. We are evolving. We got Obama in the White House, so there's incremental. I'm saying, yeah, there's
come
any
on.
Is
opportunity.
Obama the Messiah?
He-
Are you one of the Obama Messiah
no.
people?
No, I'm
Okay.
saying that speaks. No, Obama is a sign of hope. It's a recognition that all those bodies that are at the bottom of the Atlantic, you know, that came over here as slaves, that there is a movement in the direction that maybe one day we will all be judged by the content of our character and not just looked at
You know what?
as one thing.
I
So
have a
that's
nightmare.
movement.
At the end of the day, it just comes down to one simple thing. Black folks just gotta get their money right.
I think so.
You know, they just
Absolutely.
So let me ask
Absolutely.
everybody this question really quickly, because I feel like we're veering.
Slightly.
Do women encounter
Slave
this
ships.
more than men?
Say that again, brother.
Do women encounter the unemployed lover or the unemployed spouse or whatever more than men?
Yes.
What the audience say? What the audience say?
They
Yes.
do.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to chime in on the conversation, 877-210-6106 is the number to dial. You're listening to the Voice of Reason on Sirius Satellite Radio
Zo.
106 and XM 149. This is the Foxxhole. Terrence, what's up?
I got a question, man.
What up, bro?
Because, I mean, realistically, I believe this. I think, but I don't think a lot of women believe this. I mean, a man, at the end of the day, a man is still a man.
Yeah.
Whether he has a job or not.
Yeah.
He's got to be
based on.
Well, I mean, we're talking about
the anatomy.
We're
What?
talking about
No.
traditions.
Let him go.
We're talking about head of household and this and that. I mean, if a man does not have a job, that doesn't open him up to be belittled, berated,
Not at all.
talked down crazy too.
I think it goes back to.
But everybody's got to bring it.
But I think it goes back.
We're
to,
talking about 100% and 100%.
Vanessa, I think it goes back to relationship as a mirror. Now, again, what I mean by that is, at the end of the day, the type of person you have on some level
in your life,
yes,
Okay.
is a reflection of who you are, right? On some level,
Okay.
is a reflection of who you are on some level. So, in saying that, I think, like we were talking during the break, relationship as an educative process. Sometimes you might be going through a situation,
healing process,
right?
even.
Sometimes a learning process. Sometimes you might be going through a situation with a stepping stone and not a cornerstone.
All right then.
You see, so maybe that person
It's going to help you step
is
to the
that-
cornerstone.
Right, is to help you to get closer to the cornerstone. So a lot of times we have unrealistic expectations of people. Our expectations are myopically designed. In other words, they're just designed based on what we want out of the
what we can
situation.
see.
We don't recognize that relationship is the creation of a new identity and the death of two separate ones. So a lot of times we come in with our own agendas like corporations. I say this all the time. The bottom line is, I need to be happy, and these are the things that will make me happy. All you have to do is do this. You see what I mean? Sometimes we get caught in that little, just do for me, and I do for you, the reciprocity thing. And sometimes the reciprocity is based on superficiality.
But I think that's a very, very dangerous thing if you're saying that someone else's job is to make you happy.
But that's how let's be honest.
No,
Vanessa.
I know. Our language is way out of whack. No,
is that
absolutely.
Is that not our basic movement?
But this is where we're
That's why I
growing
had
out
you
of.
on the
This
show,
is what we
because-
got to grow out of,
But
though.
this is why I had you on the show.
I appreciate being here.
See, Vanessa's old, smart, evolved motherfucker.
And looking for smart, evolved motherfuckers to join me in the evolution.
But what I'm saying,
That's why I came in. We're all apart.
I'm saying,
Sorry.
we rare. Ain't a lot of us.
I beg to differ because
We
we
rare.
got stuff like The Secret coming into the mainstream.
And
We've
it's
got-
still a secret to a lot of people. They still don't know what the hell the secret means. Curtis from North Carolina, tell us what you think about this conversation, brother.
Hey, y'all talking about some real stuff right now.
Game, recognized game, somebody.
I'm saying, Curtis, you better tell me something, man. Shit.
Man, I drive a truck, man, and I'm just so sick of seeing it out here, man. I constantly see these girls driving the car, and they boys sitting back in the passenger seat, lean back. You know, nigga ain't got no job. You see, I see them all the time, everywhere I go. And I be like, man, there's hundreds of jobs out there. Drive a truck, do something with your damn life instead of sitting back, feeding off her, and then when she kick you out, you go back to your damn mama house.
Okay. I love that, Curtis, because it's like, I love that, Curtis, because it's like, it don't matter what he's doing as long as he's bringing his 50 cent.
Yeah, you got to get out and do something. You just can't be sitting back doing nothing with your life. Like that one lady said, her husband, he was still taking care of the house, taking care of the kids, cooking, and all
went
that
back
stuff.
to school.
Yeah, and went back to school. You got niggas out here don't want to do nothing with their life, man.
Neutered.
Like, that's why I only fuck with people that want to do something with their life. Like, I even sent Zoe a damn email last weekend. I didn't know if you got it, man.
What was the email? Tell me about it.
About my homeboy. He does music about relationships.
About
stuff.
the R&B dude. I went to his MySpace page, dude. Thank you for sending me that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Curtis.
And Curtis, I want to thank you for calling the Voice of Reason. This is your home. You're more than welcome to chime in anytime, every Thursday. So let's go into what he was talking about.
Curtis was very reasonable.
Yes, he was. But you know what? A lot of women, we got to speak to them. There's some women out there.
Okay, so.
There's some women out there. The dude, he mentioned the dude that's in the car while she's driving around.
Okay, some women.
Why? What is it?
Okay.
The penis?
Well, could be.
Is penis a currency?
Absolutely.
877-210-6106 is the number to dial. Is good penis a currency?
Let me tell you, abso-fucking-lutely. Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. And there are those who are willing to pay whatever they are willing to pay to get that on the regular.
Right. So they'll
And it's a choice.
tolerate laziness.
Well,
They'll tolerate a guy that doesn't have drive or determination. This is why I say relationship is an educated process, and it's a reflection, because if you'll settle for penis as currency.
But maybe these women aren't settling. Maybe that's how they like to get down.
But that's my point.
Forgive my French.
But
they wanna wear the pants and the bra and the skirt and be like, this is my plaything.
Are they really?
Are they really what?
Are they really? Because if guy can come in and eat a bowl of cereal and lay on the couch and he knows all he has to do is pay rent with his penis.
If that's working for the two of them, who am I to stand in the way?
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is crazy tonight. Oh my God. XM listeners, this is what you're in for. Channel 146, Sirius Satellite Radio, Channel 106. We're about to take a quick break. This is the voice of reason. Holla at us in a moment. Peace. The voice of reason. We having a party here tonight.
I'll give the DJ some.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
The OJs, boy.
Okay.
They make you want to go rob a bank listening to that song. Shit. As bad as the economy is.
Don't put that out there.
I'm just saying that's motivation for getting some money.
But let's refuse to say that anymore, because you get what you believe. So if we keep affirming the economy bad, that's all we're going to get.
That's true.
So no matter what somebody else is experiencing, let your
So
experience
what if you're dating a great person who got that late start in life, right? And your lesson for having this person in your life is to learn patience, is to learn how to be supportive. What if you have that guy that needs someone to, how should I say this? Someone to jumpstart them with motivation and empowerment. And
I think that's too much pressure on the relationship.
You think so?
I do, because nobody's job is
what if that is the lesson? Because there are no accidents in the universe, spiritually and universally
speaking.
speaking.
So then you call that into your life to see if that's what you want.
To see if that's what you want?
I'm saying to see if that's what you want is to be somebody's motivation.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Don't you think? What?
No, I think
that's a great skill to have. What if that's your lesson?
People can be inspired by what it is that you're doing.
We some cynical motherfuckers. Yeah. Oh, hell no. I can't be motivating people. Who am I? Am I Barack Obama?
What the hell is really going on?
I ain't trying to be Malcolm X.
No, absolutely.
I am Malcolm X.
No, you absolutely live to shine your light, and therefore people will be motivated by it. But that shouldn't be your job description. You know what I mean?
What about the people out there who find happiness in the behavior of other people? They're like a dependency. I'll be happy as long as you do what I think is right.
Any kind of codependency is unhealthy in my book. Linda told you she didn't want to be on the mic.
Big Dog from Atlanta, holla at us. ATL in the building.
Dog.
Come on, man.
What up, man?
Hey, I got 2 points to make. I agree with the young lady, first of all, when she said that, two people need to give 100%. You know what I mean? Either it's the man or the woman. You lose your job. You don't have the luxury to sit around for no year to wait till you get another job. You know what I mean? 2 chicks is always better than one. So
what's Big Dog's number?
Big Dog, Vanessa wants your number.
I like the way you sound, dog.
Hey, yeah.
And you're big too.
and another thing, like the other guy said, you got a woman that got a man that don't, he don't have a job. See, a lot of women got control issues, and one way to control a man, if a mother ain't got no money, you got all the control over.
Right.
Man or female control with that
Both
lever.
ways.
Yes.
Exactly. So the point is, you lose your job, and I don't believe in there's a such thing as you hate your job. If you hate it, give a man a 2-week notice and leave your job, go find you another. Don't be scared of the unknown.
But you can't get at
it. Wait, this is a psychic, right? This is a really learning. Don't be afraid of the unknown.
Yeah, but people are.
I know, but Big Dog isn't. Big
Dog is a G from Atlanta. Shit.
Big Dog is not. So there goes your point about how it's the few and the far between. Big Dog is a sample. It's a sampling of what's out there.
Big Dog is rare. Big Dog, I want to thank you for your call, man. I truly appreciate you reaching out to us. And again, insight from the ATL once again.
Absolutely.
Joel from Baltimore, our second XM caller. Joel, you better speak to me, man.
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling.
I got 2 points to make. One,
everybody's got 2 points.
I used to date women that I brought everything to the table. I got tired of that shit real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. So with
Go
me,
ahead, Joe.
How quick?
Real man.
It was. I probably did it for like 2 years. I got tired of it. If you're not bringing at least something to the table, or at least equal what I'm bringing to the table, I don't want to deal with you.
Gotcha.
I got kids. I don't need to raise another kid. I don't wanna deal with it. And then two, somebody said something about at the end of the day, a man's still a man. Unless you're bringing something to the table and taking care of your business, to me, you're not a man.
I feel you.
A man should do what he's supposed to do at home, raising his kids, doing work. I mean, I can understand if you have a house full of kids and your wife's staying home watching the kids and stuff like that. I can understand that. That's her job. But if you have a man that's sitting around and it's the woman doing all the work and he just sitting home bumming off of her not doing anything, you're not a man.
Well, let's just say this, and I want to thank you for the call, Joel. I appreciate it. And let me just address that. I think it's not about just, again, we talk about getting caught up into the roles. I think it's about every person, male or female, trying to live to the fullest extent of their potential.
Yeah, he said that. That was one of his points.
But I don't like when we slip back into the caveman thought process.
Oh, you mean because he said her job?
It's her job to raise the kids.
No. I don't think I think we misheard him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Say that.
No, he said that, but I'm thinking that he meant that the person who is doing that job, it's their job.
But
I didn't hear it that's her job. I was saying that he was valuing the stay-at-home parent.
I get
male
that.
or female, that's their job.
And I get that, but what I'm saying is we get a lot of callers, and these are little samples of it, where men and women slip back into what I think are antiquated and archaic social templates. Mm-hmm. To me, it's about living to the fullest level of, or realizing the fullest extent of your potential. If you have a person in your life that is dedicated to maximizing who they are, that's a great thing, I believe.
And both partners are bringing that.
If you got two people like that is those are the ingredients for the making of a truly meaningful relationship.
Masters of the universe.
Absolutely. Right. And those people both have to parent equally those children.
No question. But what I'm saying is a lot of times relationships are like train wrecks. Relationships, what I mean by that is you got two self-unaware people that have crashed into each other. And they're trying to
blaming
figure out
circumstance,
right? And automatically, it's about or realizing a personal agenda as opposed to coming together to form a united agenda. And I think two people can do that if they are truly self-aware.
Zoe, this is why you're on the radio, baby, because this is the kind of message that you're bringing. That look at yourself, look within, look at that person in the mirror and say, do not walk sleepwalking through your life. Know that you have a responsibility to creating the life you want to live.
Right. But this is why when we brought up points like penis and the power of the P being a type of currency.
And the power of the vagina.
The power of the vagina, power of the P, again, to me, I don't know if I'm going to take Richard because we're getting close to the end, but you know what, let me go with Keith from Richmond real quick.
Okay.
Keith, chime in, brother.
What do you think about that
You're
power?
the last caller of the night.
Hey.
Let's hear it.
Hey, family, how y'all doing tonight?
We're good, brother.
Hey, real quick, Miss Vanessa, you were right about the scripture, man don't work, he don't eat. But the Bible also says that money answers all things. When my wife and I got married, we had equal income, and that was 10 years ago. Since then, my income has gone up, but my wife's income has stayed the same, and it has brought the dynamic shift where I have moved progressively, but my wife is still stuck. And I'm leaving it like that.
What you want to do about that?
That's what I'm saying. What is there a problem with that?
Yeah, I think it is a problem with that because my wife has a cold business mind. She can get blood from a turnip, but yet still, for her own personal self, she can't seem to make the connect between her drive and being able to produce something of substance for herself personally. I'm a hustler.
So, Keith, let me ask you this really quickly. Because of her being stuck in the mud, do you love her any less?
I don't love her any less, but
then why should it matter?
But no, I'm hearing some frustration. Clearly, he wants her to grow.
No, I hear the frustration, but again, are you guys suffering? Are the bills being paid? Do you guys have...
The bills are being paid, but it's mostly on my end because I have the greater income, but yet and still, my wife has all this potential, but yet she won't use it. She has potential, but it's being put into the wrong place.
instead of being put on herself to maximize her potential.
Is she happy?
No, I'm not happy.
No, is she happy?
I don't think she's happy because she knows she's admitted that she can do better, but there's a disconnect, and I don't know how to find or where to get to disconnect to push her where she needs to be.
Wow.
That's her journey.
Wow. Well, Keith, you know what? I really appreciate you reaching out to the Voice of Reason. Please continue to call. This is what we do every Thursday. I have to wrap my show up. I wish you would have called earlier. We would have spent way more time on your point because it was very meaningful. Again, as is normal, XM satellite listeners, channel 149. My Sirius satellite listeners understand what we do. That's channel 106. We do a final thought where we summarize the show, and I'm going to get into that really quickly. The premise of tonight's show was about exploring the pros and cons of coping with an unemployed spouse or lover. I believe that the probability and proliferation of unrealistic expectations, intolerant attitudes, and clogged communication lines are even greater when there are self-unaware people interacting within this fragile form of relationship. I also think it's important for us to realize that when most people lose their job, there is a real chance that their sense of self may be at risk from their momentary inability to make a living. It is during these moments of challenge that I believe the real identity of who you have committed yourself to shows itself. With that said, here are my non-gender specific tips for positively empowering an unemployed spouse or lover. Tip number one. When asked, only when asked, try to encourage, empower, and motivate your person or your spouse, but only when asked. Okay. Because they might not be feeling
they don't want some help.
The chipper beaver, you know, you're going to make it, baby. Could turn out to be annoying. Tip number 2. Listen to this one. Be realistic about your finances. You must adjust your lifestyle to fit your new financial circumstance. It may be some time before your spouse/lover is reemployed. Tip number 3, don't be overly cynical. It is important not to allow the frustration that is associated with an unemployed spouse to turn into destructive criticism. You see this? Face washing. Let's stop with the face washing, okay? Tip number 4. Always keep the lines of communication wide open during this process because you don't know how long it's going to last.
That could be your one.
Yes. I'm ZoWilliams, and that's my final thought. I want to thank you guys for listening to The Voice of Reason, and I want to really send out a special shout-out to my new listeners on XM Satellite Radio Channel 149. This is how we get down. It is the death of relationship dumbassification. It is fast food spiritual consciousness with regard to the development of meaningful relationships.
Well, so
this is what ZoWilliams brings to the table. That's why they call me the voice of reason. Well, if you want to email me with your relationship issues and or problems, you can contact me at zo@sirius-radio.com.
The guru.
That's zo@sirius-radio.com. You can get me at MySpace, Voice of Reason 106. That's how you holler at me. Or let's continue this discussion on Facebook.
Hey.
You know, the unofficial Foxxhole Radio group. That's where we are. Come holler at me and let us know what you think. I'm ZoWilliams, Voice of Reason, Foxxhole Radio. We out. Holla. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, ZoWilliams is in the house. The new Foxxhole Radio. And I want to take this time to welcome our XM satellite radio listeners. My goodness, we are now on channel 149, and I'm very pleased to have a widened audience. So, XM listeners, I'm ZoWilliams. The name of the show is the Voice of Reason, and we're on the Foxxhole Sirius satellite radio channel 106, and now XM satellite radio 149. Again, as usual, we have an incredible topic tonight. We have a wonderful guest. We have a packed house. So if it sounds like I'm talking to any and everybody, it's because I am. ZoWilliams, Sirius Satellite Radio, Channel 106, XM Satellite Radio, Channel 149, The Voice of Reason on the Foxxhole. Tonight's topic, and you know the our rules here, and my serious listeners, gotta call in quick. because these phone lines will jam up really quickly because people are trying to get in. Topics be on fire. So let me just do this really quick. 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. Once again, that number, 877-2-106-106. Tonight's topic, the unemployed lover. Are his dreams, or his or her dreams, your nightmare? Do you got that dude that's on the couch with a bowl of cereal, just hanging out? You carrying everything financially, or vice versa? Do you have that woman that just wants to be taken care of? No drive. Hasn't defined what her life should be. Just going along for the ride. 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. Again, has the unemployed lover, somebody who just lost their job, right? Has the unemployed lover put a strain on your vows? You know, for better or for worse? Are you in the worst zone? Are you hanging in there like, damn, when is this fool gonna get a job? Or when is she gonna help me out? I got a cousin. Let me just give you a quick story. I got a cousin. I'm finna put his thing out on the street. He was married to a young lady that when she first came into the relationship, brother man, you know, he already had a house. You know, he had already been working at his job for over 20 years. But when he got with the young lady, she was making more money than him, right? But didn't want to pay for nothing. Didn't want to pay for gas. Didn't want to pay the light bill. Didn't want to do nothing, but wanted to be a part of every decision made in the house that was his from the beginning. He had a problem with that. He had a real big problem with that. Don't pay no bills. You don't get to decorate or decorate the house. I'm decorating my house. This is my house. That was my cousin. It ain't me. Mm-hmm. People in here looking at me like, nigga, that was you. It's not me. But again, my man was very, you know, he was very adamant about, you know, let's share the responsibilities here. She didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then they broke up. And they were away for about a year. And my cousin moved my brother in. And he continued to design the house the way he wanted to. And then they got back together. And this time she didn't have a job. So the pressure was still mounting. He was like, but even though she didn't have a job, she wanted major say in whatever went down in the crib. And of course, we could go back and forth on the say. Of course, you can have some say when you're married. But at the same time, how much say? How much say if you're not contributing? So the name of the topic, the unemployed lover, are his or her dreams your nightmares? 877-2-106-106 is the number to dial. I'm ZoWilliams. This is the voice of reason, and you're in the Foxxhole on Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 106, XM Radio. This is our new listenership. XM and Sirius merged, so now we're on 2 channels.
How about that?
XM Channel 149. And as always, we're opening up the lines and talking to callers earlier today. So I want you to call in, especially women. I like to hear the tone of your voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please call in and let us know what you think of our topics. And again, tonight is Open Line Thursdays. The unemployed lover. Are his or her dreams, your nightmare? And now I can move on really quickly and thank our callers from last week. Daryl, or Durrell from Minneapolis, Sean from VA, Sam from Wisconsin, Chris from New Jersey. Thank you guys for calling in. We really appreciate it. Continue to do so because we're going to have a goddamn ball. Now, tonight, my special guest who returns for a special. I had to bring her in. I said, I love her energy. I love how she brings it. And I reached out to her without reaching out to her manager and caused a little flap. Ooh. I thought we was close, but maybe not. But let me say again.
Proper channels.
The proper channel, the protocols, nigga. Shit. So really quickly, let me introduce you to my lovely and talented special guest, Miss Vanessa Williams. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did you hear that thunderous hand clap? Woo-hoo!
Indeed. Nobody's clapping.
No, we're here alone.
Right.
I hear it in my head.
Vanessa Williams, you remember her from what's that movie?
Keisha, New Jack City.
My favorite movie.
That's my favorite. One of my favorites.
It's a tie. She was a cold piece of work. Blowing people's brains out.
I portrayed that character. Oh, she was not anything like me.
And you also know her from Soul Food. I mean, she's been in a myriad of things. She's very successful, beautiful, talented, the whole 9 yards. So here we are, Vanessa.
Yes, we're here to get into this whole topic.
Talk to me.